Hi, I'm Seth Freudberg. I'm the Director of Options Trading here at SMBU in Manhattan and the head trader of SMB's Options Trading Desk. So I'd like to talk a little bit today about losing options trades. And these are the types of trades options income trading style has a very high win rate. If you are a competent options income trader, you should be looking at winning 10, 11, sometimes 12 months a year if you are doing monthly options income spreads. And you are going to have losing months. And the key to this type of options trading is to learn how to lose right. As they taught you when you were a kid, you have to be a good, learn to be a good loser. And that's an even more important lesson in options trading because this is serious. This is not the playground, this is your career. And you need to learn how to lose a trade properly. Let's do the math a little bit. Typical options income trades, many different styles. My rule of thumb is they'll make somewhere between 2.5% and 5% a month. So let's go sort of towards the low end. 2.5%. That's what we expect of our traders here on the trading desk to make 30% annually, 2.5% a month. And with that kind of trading, in the example of our trading desk, we tend to make about, on average in winning months, about 3.5%. And so in the unusual case of a losing month, you need to lose at a level that makes sense for the overall return on the trading desk. This is true for an entire trading desk. This is also true for individual traders. The max loss on most of the trades that we trade here on our desk is 10%. And so if you do the math on that, if you let a trade in a losing month get past 10%, it will take you almost 3 months to make that up. Typically in a typical average winning month. So you just cannot let the losses get out of hand. Now sometimes it's very frustrating because you'll close a loss, you'll close a trade at a loss at your target or max loss, and then you'll find that had you not closed it, you would have been fine. We've all been through that experience, and I will tell you this, you just simply cannot look back because as many times as that would have happened, there's an equal number of times where the trade would have gotten substantially worse, and then it could wipe you out completely. So most of us on our trading desk are going to take a loss in August. This Monday, there was a loss for our September trades, which we're actually trading in the month of August, but they're in relation to the September monthly options chain. And you take a day like Monday of this week, where the market literally had a gap flash crash, probably the worst case scenario for options income traders. And we are actually going to come out of this most likely fairly healthy. We will have had a losing month, but it will most likely not have been a maximum losing month, which is very important. If we can keep the losses down and the inevitable losing months to a reasonable level, this is a winning game. The key to being a successful options income trader actually is losing right, because these trades are structured so that there's a very high probability of winning. So the winning, in a sense, is easy. The difficult thing is to lose correctly. And so what does losing correctly mean? It's really easy. When you hit your stop, you close your trade. And you don't start to rationalize that it will come back, because in most cases, it's not going to come back. And even if it does ultimately come back, the drawdown would be so large that it would be unacceptable. So it's critical to learn how to take your stop and move on. You have plenty of winning months ahead of you. You cannot dwell and fall in love with a trade and insist that you win on every trade. You will not be a successful trader if you think that way. If you think, I am in a game where I expect to lose once or twice a year. This is one of the losing months. This was expected. I have no problem losing because I know it's part of a strategy that allows you to lose periodically and still have, a wonderful return. Today, we're getting together with all of our traders after the market closes to review this month, because we are going to learn much more about how to trade well from a losing month than a winning month. You slap a trade on, the market doesn't move, and you take it off for a gain. That's easy. You're not going to learn that much from that. What you're going to learn from is a losing month. Now, we are a prop firm. SMB is a proprietary trading firm, and when we have a losing month like we just experienced, no one around here has said boo to me. The only comments I've received are, what can we learn from this experience? Is there a way that loss could have been less? Or is there something we could have done to make our annual returns even better? Because we want to grow the trading desk, and we want to focus on the one area of vulnerability, which is the losing months. How do we get the losing months average down? Because if we do that, then our return's going to be bigger. We're going to want to throw more capital. So the whole discussion around SMB about the loss on our options trading desk this month was, how do we learn from this lesson so that we can grow the trading desk? If you're an individual trader, you take a reasonable sized hit, that may knock you out of the business. That doesn't happen with a prop firm. With a prop firm that has plenty of capital, as thankfully we do, we are not at all fazed by a loss, particularly an expected loss in a strategy. We're not at all fazed. We expect it. We have plenty of capital to handle it, and we actually take that as an opportunity to analyze what we're doing and saying, could we have found some way of losing a little bit less in a month like this, because that's going to improve our returns long term. So while some firms on Monday literally went out of business because of of the flash crash that occurred, we are actually taking this as an opportunity to grow our trading desk, to grow the amount of capital we're throwing at our trading desk. And that's because we are at a thoughtful prop firm that controls its risks, that sees situations like this as opportunities and as growth opportunities and learning opportunities for all the traders on our desk. So I think the most important takeaway from today's talk is you have to learn how to lose right. You can't let it get you down. You have to understand, if you expect to win on every trade, you're being ridiculous. It's not possible to win on every trade in any trading style. So get that out of your mind. Understand that what you've experienced by losing is absolutely normal, expected, and if you don't expose yourself to loss, you are never going to be able to win. If you don't risk, you will never get a return. So learn how to lose correctly, learn how to have the right attitude about losing. Another way I like to explain it to people is, losing on a trade is like paying your bills in a business. Trading is a business. If you are a competent trader, you look at it as a business. Every business has revenues and expenses. A winning trade is the revenues of our business. A losing trade are the expenses. There's no business that doesn't have both revenues and expenses. So if you look at a losing month as paying your bill, it's paying your bill back to the market for the market giving you the privilege of taking money out the rest of the months. This is paying your bill. So what do you want to do in any good business? Maximize your revenues, reduce your expenses. Well, what we're going to be focusing on today with our traders is how to reduce the expenses, focus on how do you make the inevitable, expected, no problem losing months, how do you make them a little bit better? That's what you do in a prop firm. You focus on improvement. You have the capital to absorb losses, and you look at how to improve yourselves as traders. That's why it's so fun to be part of this, and I'm having a blast. I hope one day you could join us. If you become a competent options income trader, you could end up on our trading desk. Who knows? So thank you very much, and we'll talk to you next week.